If you've been on any kind of social media recently, you would have heard of We Were Liars. It's Amazon's most recent TV show and it's such an investing series to watch. Based off of the book We Were Liars written by Emily Jenkins, it's about an extremely rich white family who meet up every summer on an island called Beechwood, an island that Harris, who's their grandfather/father, owns. As the summers go on and the characters get older, the summers just seem to go downhill. The main characters being Cadence, Mirren, Johnny and Gat. Two of these main characters begin to fall in love, these being Gat and Cadence. Gat's sense in this family was always pretty confusing to me, with Gat being Ed's nephew and Ed was kind of in a relationship with the family, so I'd literally have no idea, but we're going to move on. We see summer 17 and it all starts off almost perfect. Family, however, slowly begins to fall apart after the death of their grandmother, and I'll admit, it was pretty heartbreaking. We watch as this pretty perfect family pretty much falls apart after this, until all four teenagers, called the Liars, begin to plot, because they all kind of start to realise how bad the family actually is. And it kind of all goes to hell. Anyway, the main character Cadence is found washed up on a beach in the middle of the night, and she can't remember the last 2 months before the accident, or even the night of the accident. So we kind of go episode for episode as she kind of recounts her memories up to that final night. And the biggest hint to the ending of the show was the title, We Were Liars. If that didn't give it away, I don't know what did. The colouring in this show is genuinely and truly magnificent. I mean, during all these happy scenes, the colouring is so bright and it makes you quite happy to watch the scene, and the scene kind of matches the audience like emotion. And then we see the darker scenes where we see the incident happening, we see Mirren arguing with her mother. The scene's quite dark, it's quite sad. And then of course the night of the incident where Cadence is found lying on the beach is so dark and mysterious because they kind of want the audience to get included. They want the audience to try and guess what's happened. There's obviously the massive theme in this show about the wealth of the family, the grief and love and loyalty, because obviously we do see the love story between Gat and Cadence, and we do then see the whole loyalty aspect of it, with it turns out Gat already had a girlfriend and he's kind of cheating on his girlfriend with Cadence. It's all a massive like drama, teenage story type of thing, but it's so interesting because there's so many other themes to go about. The grief because they've lost their grandmother, like Cadence has lost the dogs, she's lost her family in some sort of sense, you know? It's quite slow to begin with, and after watching the first episode I didn't think I'd continue watching it, but obviously I did continue watching it because I wanted to know what happened. So I did, and I think as the episodes went on I just got more and more intrigued because I wanted to know what happened. So it was quite a slow TV show, but it still kept you engaged and wanting to know more. The big twist, if you haven't read the books, it was pretty unpredictable and extremely emotional. Turns out that when the Liars all wanted to fulfill their plan, they basically burnt down Harris's house and only Cadence made it out alive. This was extremely unpredictable and I didn't expect this to happen, because it turns out when she's trying to rebuild her memories when she went back to Beechwood, she'd been talking to ghosts the entire time, and when you rewatch the show you realise that there's so many hints to show that Mirren, Gat and Johnny had been dead the entire time. People are absolutely loving We Were Liars, and I'm so glad that I'm not the only one who cried my eyes out when I heard those dogs barking.